And we got this connection here with I guess that's the basket where the operator was standing. And there's an old tree over. I'm gonna put the old tree in there. I like there's a little tree here. Put that in here, in front, with some leaves and so forth around. Why not? There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Get started there with an outline. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my sketch and wash pencil. Sketch and wash, general sketch and wash pencil I'm going to use to get the coloring in there, and put that on there. And I'll use a little sharper one here. Let me get started here. I'll go and start over. I'll start here with the bottom here, a little bit darker. Get that shape in there. Red shaded in. This is part of the trailer. This is part of the base layer where the trailer is. And then go around the wheels. So I'm going to simplify it just a little bit because of the size of the sketch here. So I'm just going to simplify shape a little bit. Put the wheels here. Bring that a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, this is important here. This connection. This mechanical, all kinds of mechanical things to draw, and there are a lot of straight lines and so forth, but it's a complicated shapes and so forth. But putting it together is a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. Bring this down. And we got this long arm over here, straight line, and this comes down here. Main part of the structure there. And I'm gonna work a little more down here. I got to put the front part of the. Comes down, this connects to this, and there's the front part of the trailer. Bring it out. Okay, there we go. And here's the hitch here. The hitch that would go out in the front here would connect to the vehicle, truck, probably a truck with a tow hitch on that. And That's enough of that, just to indicate the front of it. And let me see. Let me get the. I'm going to leave that for a second. I'm going to get the rest of the structure here. So again, I'm modifying slightly to get this on the drawing. But I just want to capture the essence. This is the base of this structure here. And let's see, we got the back of the trailer over here. This comes down to behind the wheel. This goes in the back. That part there. Simplifying some of the shapes. Just want to get the gist of it here. Bring this one down. So there's a part here that comes out. That's the kind of base of it. The base of this setup. This probably stays on top of this trailer, probably stays with this hookup. It's really interesting how it's powered. It might be, I'd have to plug it in somewhere with power, somehow. This comes out here a little bit. There's like a leg out here for stabilizes. It's a stabilizer. Part there. And this part of this trailer, there's one on the other side too. As you can see underneath there, there's another leg on the other side to stabilize. Yeah. So we're gonna it's gonna be a rough drawing this morning, but I just enjoy picking something different. And then capture the shape. And I've got there's a wheel back here. There's a spare. It looks like a spare. I don't know if that's a spare or it's part of the equipment in the back. There's a wheel back here. And this has an extension on it. It goes in. There's another section back here that extends out. That part there. Now I'll get the rest of this structure here. It looks like there's that might be I don't know if I don't know how they would operate that thing. The operation comes from that little bucket there, that little cage. There's a part up here. This gear comes down here. Simplify this a little bit here. There's some wires and cables here for controlling the. Alright, now this is straight back. Let's go. This will be a little bit shorter than what's there, but again, modifying a little bit so I can get the structure on the page. Up to there. There's this long section here. A little bit shorter than what it actually is, but in order to get the shape I want. So this comes down, I'll get this in. This angle. This goes back here. Connects here. And this goes up here. up here. There's another side that comes down on this side. Let's see there. There's a lever right in here, so I'll put that in. There's a connection here. And this lever goes back here into here. It's a dark one. So we'll put that in. Okay. All right. This is dark down here also. Okay. Let me go ahead and I'm going to use the water brush now to get a little bit of shading in here. So we'll get this part here. So let me, before I do that, let's go back and take a look at the structure. So I've got a rough outline now with starting doing some shading, but that's what I'm looking at right there. I don't know what it is really. It's just got a bucket on it, where not a bucket, but a standing platform to get up and on a higher structure of some kind. It's got a crane and a lifting device. So it's very interesting shapes. Let me go back and put in the rest of some detail. So go to shade some of this in just a little bit, get some of the dark, some of the definition here. A little dark area here. And there's a dark spot out here. A little dark spot here. These are dark areas that I've got on the design here. I've got the wheel. The wheel in there. I've got this dark structure back here. And this is dark up here. Dark connection back here. Okay. Alright. Now I got some more drawing to do here with my pencil. Now the lighter areas, I'm going to use just a pencil drawing. This connects back in here to this other one right here. Now, the cage here that the operator would stand on is right here. So let's get that in. A little more detail. It starts like that, and it goes up. Let's see, it's tilted just slightly. Just a little bit angle there. And then there's a little cross space here. Right there. And it goes up a little bit higher. So I extend that just a little bit more. Up to there. Then there's a section here. Now, let's see, that comes in. And I'm going to try to go ahead. There's try to make a little perspective here. This goes back here, and it goes. There's one on the other side, just a little bit. Take this over here. Just hit the perspective here. This front part would come down here, right here. Here, that's this side. Look, facing me. Then this goes back. And then it drops down on the other side. There's a solid base here for standing on. So the operator would stand in this, and he would control the the movement of the of the piece of equipment here. And then the back side of this section comes back here, on that side, and this goes over. This one goes down a little bit. It goes on the other side. So it's trying to draw this section here. It's a solid, and this goes in here. There's a back side of this. Comes around the other side. There's a cross here. It comes down. And this one goes up here. So that's a really good exercise here to try to get the dimension of that particular section right there. And then here's the street edge, and that tree over here, and the street edge over here. Okay, so let's do a little more shading, and we'll finish this little puppy off. Let's see. Look what I'll do here. There's a dark. There's over here. There's a lot of cables. Might try to draw a few in. There's one here, really big control right here. There's a cable right here, hanging off the edge of this. A cable down here. Next to that. Connection here down to the base here. A wheel back there, where that is, it's a wheel. Now, put this little tree in over here just as a reference point. Put a little landscape structure here, a tree, just to give a little idea of the location of all the elements involved here. And the edge of the street here, edge of the parking lot here. Okay, well that was a lot of fun, and let me darken up some of these lines here now, just a little bit. I think what I'll do is I'll put a little more graphite on this. This is a water-soluble sketch and wash pencil. This is we're doing something like this on location to get a quick sketch. Okay, darken up just a little bit more. And I'll put a little bit of shading up here on this tree, just to indicate. And here's the trunk coming down. That gives you a little reference point. And then the edge of the street here, the parking area down here. Kind of put it in perspective. There's a dark area under there. That was a dark area there. There's a little wheel where it was for. A little bit of shadow back here. Some more cables and so forth in here, and they're just kind of wires connecting for power. Okay. I think the most, besides the structure, this is the thing that moves. I think the most interesting here is the cage up here. Try to get that a little more. That's the back. It's three-dimensional. Comes down. Has a little base to it. And then it comes down. There's the front side, then there's the back side there. Comes around here. There's the other side on the other side. Okay. All right. I think that'll be finish my paint drawing today, but that was it. Sort of interesting about get that shape of that, all the things that are on the design, the angles and the shapes and so forth. I was a little bit of challenge this morning. So let me go back to the subject matter. There it is. That was the shape I was drawing this morning. And there's the drawing.